Hi, I'm Jack Shilley and I work on the plant area here at Longacres Nursery. For those of you who don't know Longacres, we're a huge independent garden centre located conveniently off the A30 in Bagshot. We stock a huge variety of plants and other garden related products such as garden furniture. We have a huge floristry department, floral sundries, garden sundries and so much more in store. In these videos I'm going to be showing you some of the products that we've got in store that you can use in your own gardens at home, just to show you how easy it is to really get outside and get growing. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to grow your own potatoes from seed. Now, I have two varieties of potatoes here. First, early potatoes, which as the name suggests are going to be the first potatoes, the early potatoes that you're going to be harvesting. And I also have some main crop potatoes, which are later on in the season. The main crop potatoes, what you're going to be wanting to do with those is you simply get the potato and place them in an egg carton and they start to shoot. Now this process is called chitting and ensures that the potatoes are going to be really strong and healthy and ready to go for planting later on in the season. With the first earlies, I'm going to be planting them into grow sacks, so you don't even need an awful lot of space to grow your own potatoes. Just a little corner on the edge of the patio or somewhere where you can put one of these potato grow sacks and let the potatoes grow away for the season. I have with me one of these. This is a grow sack. This is a Miracle Grow and it already has the compost in it, so all you simply do is cut the top and plant your potatoes in it and then the job is done. What I'm going to be using is these pop-up grow bags which you can then plant the seed potatoes in and reuse for seasons to come. These are relatively inexpensive and cost $5.99 for two extra large grow bags, which is excellent value. And the seed potatoes themselves cost around $1.99 for 10, depending on the variety you go for. I also have with me some potato and vegetable feed which you're going to be using later on in the season to really bulk up your potatoes and ensure that you receive a bumper crop. Into the grow sacks I'm going to be using just ordinary multi-purpose compost. Any sort of compost or soil is fine for growing seed potatoes into. So I'm going to show you how to do those now. So this here is the potato grow sack. As you can see, they can fold completely flat, so it makes it really easy for them to store so you can use them in seasons to come. Now another advantage of using these grow sacks is that they have this access door at the front. Now it's really easy to get access to your potatoes when harvest time comes around. Instead of having to dig up loads of areas of soil to get access to your potatoes underneath, all you have to do is simply pull open this flap and you can get access to the potato harvest in seconds. Now these grow sacks are made of a really nice strong material and simply open up and form a flat base so you can start putting your compost and your seed potatoes in. Now when it comes to actually planting your seed potatoes, you don't have to fill the bag completely up. All you have to do is put 3 to 4 inches of compost in the bottom, put the potatoes on top and then cover the potatoes over. What you'll be doing over the season is you'll be doing a process called earthing up. Now what this means is when the potatoes send out their leafy shoots, their green shoots, their foliage, you're going to want to be covering these over. What this does is it encourages more root growth underneath the soil, and more root growth means more potatoes, as they're a root crop. This doesn't harm the plant in any way and just ensures that you get a really nice big bumper crop at the end of the season. The seed potatoes that I'm going to be sowing today are Casablanca. You get 10 for $1.99 and they're good for mashing, chipping, roasting, baking, boiling, but you can't use them in a salad. So they are a good all-round potato. What I'm going to do now is show you exactly how to use one of these grow sacks and how you plant your seed potatoes into it. So I've got my potato bag here, as you can see, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that first layer, about 4 inches of compost. It's not a precise science, so you don't need to have a ruler or a proper measuring tape or anything like that. Just a rough guesstimate on 4 inches in the bottom, so they've got a nice rooting base to get into to start with. So all I'm going to be using for this is just simple multi-purpose compost. You can pick this up relatively cheap from us, 3 bags for £10. Make sure that it's nice and spread out so it's in all the pockets and the corners of the bag. And then I'd say that's about right. Now the next step is to actually plant your seed potatoes into the bag. So I've got these Casablanca first early potatoes, and as you can see they have already got shoots which are here. These need to be pointing up, so this side of the potato is going to be resting on the soil. In a bag like this, you're going to be wanting to put about 3 to 4 seed potatoes in there, just on the surface of the soil. Make sure that they're nice and spaced out. That's about right. And then what you do with those is cover them with a layer of compost, so a maximum of 6 inches. I'm going to go for around another 4 inches on top of that, and that will get to the potatoes off to a really good start. And that's all there is to it really with regards to planting seed potatoes. A really simple process, yet hugely rewarding when you get to harvest and finally taste your own potatoes later on in the summer. Just to recap on the process, get a grow sack. Extra large is a good size to go for because it gives you plenty of space to put more seed potatoes in there. Put a layer about 4 inches deep of compost or whatever soil you're going to use on the bottom of the grow sack. Then place the seed potatoes with any shoots they've got facing up. Then put another layer on top, about the same as you put for the base layer. So if I used 4 inches for the bottom, put the seed potatoes on top, then put 4 inches on top of that. Then, as I said, carry on with the earthing up process. So when the shoots come above the compost in the soil, cover them over. This encourages more potatoes. And give them a feed every now and then. So after these have started to shoot and you've earthed them up for the first time, that's the ideal period to give your potatoes their first feed of the season. Then continue to do this on a sort of 3 to 4 week basis until harvest time. So you're only going to be feeding them 2 or 3 times, but it really does help bulk up those potatoes. If we're going to have snow or a very harsh period of frost, which could still happen at this time of the year, then just make sure there's somewhere a little bit more sheltered, or you put a layer of frost fleece on the top. I wouldn't say watering in is necessary at the moment. As soon as you start to see those shoots coming up and you start the earthing up process, then that's the time to start watering. Or if the soil is visibly dry, then that's also another sign that they need a drink. The main crop potatoes need to be planted in March, so start your chitting process now. So put them in the egg cups, wait for the shoots to emerge, and then plant them in your other grow sack. And that way you're going to get a nice crop of early potatoes to have early on in the season, and then you're going to get a nice crop of potatoes to have later on in the season as well. So successional planting will ensure that you get a nice or well-rounded crop, a whole season of homegrown potatoes. Well, that's all for this video. These grow sacks will be down here at the Longacres site at Bagshot, so you can come down and see how these are developing through the season. I'll be making sure that they're well looked after, and also I hope that you'll join me next time when I'll hopefully be planting up some herbs. Thanks for watching.